What's going on, folks? You know what day it is. It is Talk O Tuesday. I'm Casey.
And I'm E.
And we are Not Your Average Podcast. And I am sweaty as some Jesus Christ. All right. Sorry, guys. We've been having some issues because everything needs my fingerprint to work. And I guess I've been burning off my fingerprints at work because I have none. My phone doesn't recognize my fingers. My computer doesn't recognize my fingers. The screen doesn't recognize my fingers.
It's funny.
So, yeah, it's rough in these streets. But we're here.
We are.
And we have we're here.
Yeah, we're here.
How are you guys doing today?
Hi,
we went from 2 people to 1 people. What's up?
Happy Tuesday. Happy
If
October
I'm ugly,
18th.
just say that.
No.
How are you doing, E?
I'm good.
Liar.
I'm sleepy, but I'm good.
I am tired too.
I'm tired. I've had a rough week, so I'm tired.
Yeah, we had an amazing Soul Sunday event.
Tell me about it.
I just did. It was amazing.
This one.
I feel like we're a little off kilter here. Nope,
Are we?
I don't want to show. There we go. Coming this way a little bit.
What am I
No.
sitting on?
Or do I come this way? Nope. I was supposed to move closer to you.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Is it better? Hi, you guys.
Yeah. All
we're
right.
more centered.
But yeah, so I do an event on. Well, it used to be once a month, and now it's just whenever. This last one might have been the last one because I am beat. It's called Soul Sunday, and me along with my homeboy King, we throw like a R&B hip hop karaoke night, and I sell soul food, and we've been doing it for years, and I stopped doing it when I started working for Kim K and Kanye because I didn't have the time. And then we started doing it again this year. We launched it with my birthday. And then I started working for Jason Lee. So I stopped doing it because I just didn't have the time. And I work early Monday mornings. I'm being at Soul Sunday until 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning on Sunday night or Monday morning. And then going into work at, 8 o'clock. This is not conducive. And I'm feeling it right now.
Because today's Tuesday.
Today's Tuesday.
It's set in. So you're probably exhausted.
So, but we're here.
We are here.
How has the bar crawl been? The Spark It Up.
The bar crawl's been good. It's been good. I am actually about to partner and collaborate with someone and bring something a little bit more exciting to the crawl.
Ooh.
So I'm very excited about that. And that's
Do
gonna
tell.
happen.
Are you gonna wait?
I'm gonna wait.
Okay.
But it's gonna happen at the top of November.
That's coming up.
Yeah. And at first when I started the crawl was technically for football season, but I think the crawl is going to stay. I don't think I'm going to get rid of the crawl. I didn't
know it was for football season.
It was strictly for football season, but you also have a lot of concerts that go on at SoFi, and you have a lot of things that goes on at the Forum.
Yeah.
So I am thinking about keeping it,
that makes sense. That's why,
until about June,
Dope.
And see, just see how things go. But I have a couple of meetings this week, and it looks like we're going to be growing and expanding and partnering with someone that I think is going to make the crawl a very, very much better experience.
Yeah. So keep an eye out for it, y'all.
So yeah, but the crawl's been going really well. Good reviews. It's Spark It Up, SPARKITUP _ crawl, Spark It Up _ crawl.
Nice.
And the link is in the bio. We're on Eventbrite. We're on the Airbnb experience. We have a website in the bio. So, and it's every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
And it's in Inglewood, guys. So if you guys are coming out to visit and you want to know what to do, hit up Spark It Up Crawl.
Yeah.
And it's a great night. I did it myself. I went along with it myself, and it's an amazing night. Great bars, great people, and she gives you a little history lesson on Inglewood as you walk and go from bar to bar. So it's pretty dope. I learned some things.
Thank you.
What up, Haj? How you doing, man?
Hey, love.
So speaking of sports, NBA starts today.
Yes.
We got Lakers and against the Warriors.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's all I know. You're surprised I even knew that, huh?
I was.
And they're playing in the Bay.
I was very shocked.
Yes.
But yes, NBA season does start today. I am a Laker fan.
All the touchdowns.
No. I am a Laker fan, and our preseason hasn't been that great. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see how they do. We'll see how they do. I am definitely a Laker fan, so I'm cheering for the Lakers.
Randall says, let's go Lakers.
A little disappointed this past week. The Dodgers was in the playoffs, and they lost. in the first round. So the Dodgers is out. Mind you, the Dodgers should have won. So that was rough. That was a rough loss for Los Angeles.
Yeah, they were a few field goals short, right? King Orr wants to know if the Spark It Up bar crawl will be on the 13th.
Yeah. Is it Friday, Saturday, or Sunday?
His birthday. That would be a great thing for your birthday, King.
Yeah,
that would actually be dope as hell.
It's a Sunday. Yes. The crowd.
That'll be perfect.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
That'll be
a
perfect.
lot of fun.
We're trying to figure out what to do for. It's his 40th.
Oh, it's a big birthday.
Yeah.
Oh, and I got the new little, collaboration popping. It'll be fun.
Yo, I think that's it, King.
And I'll put a surprise on there for you.
I think we're done. Taji said 59-52 Warriors are winning right now. Bay Area.
Him or Randall answer me.
Right. What quarter? What quarter are they in right now?
Are they in the third or the fourth?
We'll get it.
They'll tell us.
But yeah, it's been an exciting week this past week. And I had a lot when I was at work, and now I can't think of it. Kanye was back on Drink Champs. So they did Drink Champs Part 3. Oh, it's halftime.
Okay, yeah. Thank you, baby.
But yeah, King, looks like that took care of that issue. He was like, he wants to go to San Diego, and then like Airbnbs is like crazy right now because it's also last minute too.
Yeah.
And Airbnbs are just wilding out. Period.
Yeah.
And then getting people in LA together to do something is really tough, especially out of town.
Definitely.
So this would be like King. When I tell you, it's a ball, and then ending at the Nile, it's perfect. And you get to check out the spot before your birthday because it's the same place that we'll be having our Taco Tuesday live event on the 29th. So there you go. You can check it out, suss it out, see how you want, you'll see, you'll get it. But yeah,
it's a lot of fun.
You'll
enjoy it.
It is.
Drink Champs. You're talking about Kanye?
Yeah, so Kanye was on Drink Champs. It was Part 3, actually.
Yeah, he's been on there a few times.
Yeah. And he ruffled a lot of feathers. So keep in mind, this is after he wore the White Lives Matter shirt, which kind of took away all the people that tried to support him. Yeah. And he kind of doubled down on some things on there. And they actually, I wish I could show you like clips of it, but they took it down.
Well, he took it down because he had so much feedback.
Yeah.
But I want people to understand, if you did see it, what they're talking about with Kanye. Don't get me wrong. I understand what everybody is saying, but you have to look at the whole thing in its entirety. And Drink Champs are long. They're not like an hour.
I think it was like 3 hours long.
Like 3 hours long.
Yeah.
It's a very long recording. So you just need to keep that in mind, that everything we're discussing right now was literally like in the first 17 seconds. Maybe first.
Well, I watched it live.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I watched it live. Okay. Yeah. But he speaks a lot about Jews.
Yes, he does.
He takes a lot of shots at Jews. And the thing is, well, I'll talk about that later. He talks about Jews. He makes a statement saying that George Floyd was not killed by the police. He had fentanyl in the system, which was proven false in the court case against the police officers. They already proved that as false. Yeah. But he's saying it in a system. Yeah, but he's saying it as fact. And we all saw the video of him on his neck for almost 10 minutes.
He's also saying that the officer was not on his neck.
Yeah.
He's like, if you look at it from a particular angle, mind you, they looked at it from every angle. And he was on his neck. Of
course, Candace Owens doubles down on this,
Of course.
His new bestie. And what else? He said quite a few things. It's a nail in the coffin to me. Like definitely. Definitely. Especially the George Floyd thing, which is why George Floyd's family is suing Kanye now.
Yeah.
So it's like
George Floyd's daughter's mother.
Yeah.
The daughter's mother is suing him for defamation.
King Gore said the Jew thing is why they took it down. No, I mean that was a part of it, but it was all of it.
I think the whole thing needs to come down.
Well, listen. Nori went on to the Breakfast Club the very next morning, which was Monday, and spoke about it, and it was still up at this point. right?
Mm-hmm.
They hadn't taken it down yet.
Right.
And Charlemagne kept saying, you need to take that down. You take that down. That should not be up. And Nori says that he doesn't watch the show. He said he never watches the show, so he didn't know what edits made it and what edits didn't. And he said Kanye even hit him up after it came out and said, "I thought that was I thought that part was edited out, the George Floyd part."
Mm-hmm.
He said that was edited out. He's like, "It was," and he watched it and realized that it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was like, "I'm gonna figure out what what to do with it." But he was like, and the Jew stuff, he was like, I had four of the people that were in the room who are my close friends are Jewish. He named them all off. He was like, they're Jewish. And he was like, at certain points when Kanye would say things, I would look at them and be like, yo, should I stop it? Like,
mm-hmm.
and then he was like, they were like, not like, okay, I kind of get what you're saying, but with some things, but it's like, this war on the Jews right now
mm-hmm.
is crazy because there's that if you want to get canceled, that's what you want to do. That's what you want to do. That's what you want to go after. A lot of power in the entertainment world. Like King Gore says, he said he wants to get canceled at this point. Yeah, like that's he knows, like, especially in the entertainment world, it's run by Jews.
Yes, it is.
By
yes, it is
by people of Jewish descent.
Yeah, the last names tell you. Yeah, the last names tell you. I work in business management. Most of the firms I've worked at are all owned by Jewish men. So yeah, definitely, it's it wasn't the smartest thing to do. And if you look at Drink Champs often, you notice that Noriega tends to intervene. He tends to stop the person in the interview often.
And I hate it. But he didn't
do it this time.
I hate it.
But he didn't do it this time.
I hate when he's like, they'll be telling a good ass story.
Yep, and he's
like, oh yeah, like, yo, let him tell the story. Yeah. But with this, I'm like, really, you go sit here and just let him go?
And that's kind of where I was shocked.
Yeah, and then even parts where Kanye tried to quote unquote explain the White Lives Matter shirt. Nori was like, okay, I kind of get you. Okay, now how come you didn't say that before? Okay, no, that's not an explanation. Like there's no explanation for that. Yeah. There's no explanation for that. And Kanye he's off kilter. He even said, if y'all want to come kill me, y'all know where I'm at. If all y'all rappers that say y'all want to kill me, then come kill me. Come kill me. I'll be at blah 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 blah. Like
he was off the chain.
Yeah, and then they also said, he's like, I'm lit. Blah blah blah. It's called Drink Champs, and Nori kept saying, like, afterwards in his interviews, he was like, you guys remember, it's called Drink Champs, not Think Champs. Like we're drunk, we're fucked up, and we're speaking, and we allow our people to speak. And he was like, that doesn't mean that we agree with them, but we give him a platform. And Charlamagne's like, well, why'd you give him a platform? This is the third time. You already know what he's gonna do, and you've seen him in the past 2 weeks and what he's been spewing. What is it? What's the shop with LeBron James?
Oh yeah,
he was on there, and they didn't air it because
some things he said.
Yeah, and they said we don't use our show to promote hate speech, and that's all Kanye was spewing on that. Apparently,
it sucked though, because if you look at the shop doesn't have one person.
It has multiple
Jeezy
guests.
was on that episode, and someone else was on that episode,
so
and
now,
all of it got canceled
because of what Kanye was saying.
Yeah,
their episode's not going to air.
Yeah, it's done.
Yeah,
LeBron took it. LeBron never even put it out.
Yeah. Drink Champs actually put, because they go live.
Well, they're live,
and then after it's live, it's on YouTube on the Revolt TV. Just like after we're live, it's automatically on YouTube at the Taco Tuesday podcast. So make sure you check that out if you ever miss anything. But yeah, and so even so, he said he doesn't watch his show.
I'm not mad at him. I've never watched our last live because I was so drunk. So sometimes when you're very intoxicated, you're just like cringy to look at yourself. You're just like,
you mean our last live event?
Yes, the last live event I didn't watch.
And they're drunk every episode. That's the name of the game. Yeah.
And then a lot of, not defending what he did.
That's what they do though.
They drink constantly. Yeah. But you also have to understand, as a person who gets intoxicated, also, sometimes when you're drunk and the person you're talking to is saying something and you don't agree, the drunk, you just don't have the energy to go back and forth with the person. You just be like, all right. Like, you just don't want to do it. And I think as they kept drinking throughout this episode, Noriega was just like, all right, Kanye.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't want to battle him because Kanye gets so passionate about bullshit. You just don't want to battle him. It's like, I'm drunk, I'm loaded. I don't even have the energy to deal with this right now. And I think, unfortunately, that's where he was. And he did need to intervene and interject, because he does interject on his guests often. But on this one, he was just letting them speak because I think he was loaded. Because, like you said, it's called Drink Champs. Yeah. It's not a political show.
But every time, and he always hops in.
He does.
I just think that because he says, even like when he speaks about this episode, he says, you can tell Kanye has a lot of respect for me, and I have a lot of respect for him. So I feel like he's like trying to command or keep that respect from Kanye by letting him speak. And it's like, but Kanye's not respecting you because now he's on your platform spewing this bullshit. And now you're an accomplice in all this hate speech. So
it was bad.
Yeah.
It was really, really bad.
Yeah.
And it was just messy. It was unnecessary. And I feel like, see, the God said, you've had him on there twice. Why did he need a third time?
Yeah.
And he goes, well, I trusted him. But you've seen his recent behavior.
Yeah.
So what exactly did you trust? Because his actions are speaking louder than words at this time.
Right. Exactly.
So why did you trust that? Like, he trusted that he wouldn't do that, but his actions are telling you he's most definitely gonna do that. And more importantly, after Kanye does something, his accountability level is lowered. He's just like, I did it, and he takes no responsibility for how it may have made others feel, or how he doesn't care. He does not care.
King Gore says Nori let him hang himself.
Yep.
But Nori Nori's right next to him though.
Exactly.
Like, Nori loves Kanye.
Exactly.
Like, he'll speak. He'll never speak down on Kanye. He'll say, like, I agree with a lot of things he says. I don't like the White Lives Matter shirt. But Kanye's my man. He was like, and he like on the Breakfast Club, he was like, Kanye's done so much for me, and this and this and this. I'll never disrespect him.
Friends. They're actual friends. But you need to also put a line in between friends and work. This is your job.
But shit,
this is a platform that you have.
If King starts rocking the White Lives Matter shirt, I'm gonna have some words for King.
Yeah, I'm out. It's like, I thought we was on the same page, and obviously we are.
I'm gonna be like, where's mine, King? Because I got a white woman now. So. Anyway, Tahaji says Kanye is on a shock and awe campaign at this point, no matter who puts a mic in front of him. I don't even think he's looking for shock and awe. He's looking to get killed. Like, he says, come kill me, you know where I am. Like, he wants to be, I don't know if he wants to be a martyr or what, but he's not. Like, we're watching him, like, we are watching him have a breakdown, like a manic episode, and the only problem is he has such a big reach and no one to tell him no. He has so many yes men around him.
Yeah.
So many yes men around him. Like Nori, I'm gonna do all this, I'm gonna do all this, I'm gonna do all this, and I'm gonna come on your platform and say more. Sure, yeah.
I'm gonna let you go.
King Gore says, as you should. Yes, I'll have some words for you, King, if you ever have a White Lives Matter shirt. You know what I love, though? Yasin Bey, a.k.a., formerly known as Mos Def, Talib Kweli, and a few other people, they've been pushing these White Lives Matter shirts, but the V is like, it's darkened out. So it's White Lives Matter. Like, the very next day, they were pushing those. Like, I'm like, smart. Come on, y'all. So I was confused at first because I saw Mos Def post. I saw Talib Kweli post Mos Def in it. And I was like, what the hell is going? Oh, okay, I get it. Dope. But yeah, I love Drink Champs. I mean, hell, they just had Talib Kweli and Mos Def or Yasin Bey on it like a month ago. Like they give a lot of people a platform, including my current client Jason Lee. Check that episode out; it's pretty great. But little plug. But yeah, they give so many people a platform, but it has to matter. And nothing about what Kanye's saying right now matters. Kanye doesn't matter right now.
He doesn't matter. It's just spiraling out of control.
Yeah, and we're just
witnessing.
watching it. We're watching it live, and like a lot of people are like, don't use the mental health as an excuse. No, I've seen this firsthand. Like, you forget, like I was in the house for 12 hours a day. You know what I'm saying? I've seen plenty of his episodes, and the look in his eyes, the fear in his eyes, the loss of control in his eyes, like to a point like way worse than what we're seeing right now. You know what I'm saying?
People also have to realize he's actually been diagnosed as bipolar.
Yeah,
like,
it's not just like
it's not like we're thinking he has a mental health issue. He does, and he's made it very clear he doesn't like to take the medication that he is supposed to take because he doesn't. I was going to say,
like a lot of people, I was like, being bipolar is not an excuse, but if you don't take your medication, like Jennifer Lewis, love her to death. She's bipolar.
Yeah.
But she does what she needs to do to maintain it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And she's loved and revered. She has got a star on the Walk of Fame this year. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and you have to understand, bipolar doesn't mean something negative. You're chemically unbalanced.
Yeah.
Just something, you have a little bit more of something than someone else, or than you need to.
Yeah. But my thing is, whether you're bipolar or not, these ideals are still in your head.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you being on a manic episode just allows it to come out. You know what I'm saying? Like, part of this, you believe you have to believe some of this. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of this is what you believe, and that's what's scary. You know?
And since we talked
my fingers.
Since we're talking about,
hey Deanna, how you doing, girl? Thanks for joining us. I know it's late over there.
Since we're talking about things that's in the media right now, because I'm gonna just pivot a little subject change real quick. I wanted to kind of touch on that we're touching on Kanye, but I also want to touch on just everything that's going on in social media right now. People are using it, we use it for so many positive things, but it's being used for so many negative things and messy shit. It's being used for so much messy shit. Like recently, we just had Chica and Sukana, is that how you pronounce her name? They was going at it. We just had Lotto and Nicki Minaj going at it. Sukihana. That's, what do you say? Sukihana. Yeah, Sukihana and Chica was going at it.
So Chica and Suzuki.
And it's just,
I've never heard of that person ever in my life, Lawrence.
When it comes
never heard of Sukihana?
Yeah, that's her name, Suki.
Sukihana.
Sukihana, like Benihana.
What's her song?
Oh, I don't know her music. But I do know she's a person on Instagram. I don't know. But it's just the messiness for me, as an adult woman.
But yeah, who else? There's a few.
It was Lotto and Nicki Minaj. It was Sukihana and Chica. And then Cardi B was going at it with someone. JT,
yes.
Cardi B was going at it with JT. And it's just one of those things, no response is a response. Sometimes, and don't get me wrong, I know it's hard to ignore, and I know it's hard to say, not to say something, but sometimes no response is the best response, because sometimes the person is egging you on to do something, or egging you on to get in their face, or egging you on to act a certain way. Ignore it. And if you have to stay,
especially if you're at a certain level,
definitely.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say a certain level, a grown level. I'm grown. I'm not about to go back and forth with you.
But
I'm not going to do that.
But in the music industry, I feel like people, like women, are put against each other
all the time, because
it's almost like there can only be one top female spot
at a time.
Yeah. But back in like the 90s, like there's no UNITYs, there's no ladies' nights, like with Missy and Lil Kim and Christina Aguilera, and who else was in that? It was
Left Eye,
and Ladies' Night. Yes, rest in peace, Left Eye.
Yeah.
My apologies. I used to have the biggest crush on Left Eye.
She was a cutie.
Yeah,
she was definitely a beautiful person.
But yeah, that doesn't happen anymore.
No, and the thing is, even in the 90s, they pitted the women against each other, but the women knew better.
Yeah, exactly.
The women knew better. The women would actually go hold a conversation, because you have to remember, we didn't have social media. So therefore, and I say we, because I was in my 20s in the 90s also. So if you saying something
in the
about
1900s.
In the 1900s. So if you're saying something about me, the best way for me to tackle it is I have to get to you. I have to ask. Like, I have to contact you some kind of way and be like, is this what you said?
Right.
Is this what you meant? Am I taking it the wrong way? And I think now we just read something, and when you read a text, a tweet, an Instagram, you can be reading it way different than the person actually sent it.
And another problem is when you read a tweet, what's right below that tweet? All the comments. So now you're not just reading the tweet. You can read the tweet and be like, oh, well, whatever. But then you're reading the comments like, damn, she was really coming at me. Damn, blah, 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 blah. You know, I didn't even look at it this way.
And that could have been false.
And then you're looking at people like, you know, you're like, seeing the impact that it has on everyone and everyone's opinion about you now, you know. So it's like, damn, if I had just, you know, if she had just said it to me in my face, I would have just laughed it off, you know. But now it's public opinion all under it.
Yeah, and then I think you have to take in consideration when the
Brad, Cam, MC Light, Rod Dick, like all of them were like, they weren't beefing, you know what I'm saying? Like
not heavy.
Yeah.
And then I think you have to take in consideration what Nicki started off saying has been muddled. Like a lot of people don't even remember why it started, but it started because she was having an issue that her song was moved from the rap section of the I think it was the AMAs to pop.
Mm-hmm.
And she didn't want to be in pop because it was, you know, it's a bigger chance she might not win.
She's a pop artist,
but she has to understand she's a pop artist, and people don't understand. Pop stands for popular.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it stands for. So, like people in my age range, and even in Casey's age range, Michael Jackson was known as the king of pop, and people don't understand. He didn't make pop music. Michael Jackson made R&B. But he was known as the king of pop because he was so popular. So, and that's how it gets to where you are. And I think a lot of people need to realize that she had a very valid point in the beginning, but I think it got muddled and shuffled because no one heard it. Because all you remember is all the BS she said. And I think her point was so strong. If she had just stood there and stood in it,
then
it would have made a difference.
Lotto saw that and took it as an attack.
She thought it was a diss. She thought she was being dissed.
Yeah.
When really she was just saying, if that's the case, this song should be in that category also. But the thing is, just let's be honest, Lotto wasn't in that category because Lotto's not at Nicki Minaj.
But Lotto won though, didn't she?
I think, but they're not in the same category. Like that was
that's
the
what
whole
I'm saying.
thing.
But she won in rap.
She won in her category.
Exactly.
Yes,
so she took that as a shot as, I shouldn't be in this category. I should be in this category. And if I was, I would have won. I would have beat Lotto. You know, so Lotto was like, wow, you can't just celebrate a win.
I don't think that's how Nick.
I'm talking about from Lotto's perspective.
Yeah,
you're a brand new artist. You know, this is like your second year actually popping.
Yeah.
And you win best female performance, best song.
Best song or something.
And you have someone that you probably looked up to. Saying,
she definitely looked up to her.
Yeah, saying if I was in this, you know, I shouldn't have been in this category. If I was in this category, I would have won. And you're the one that won. I would take that as a shot too.
Well, that's exactly how she took it.
Yeah.
But just thinking about it, I don't think that's how Nicki. I think she was just using it as
Nicki's
an
a bully.
example.
I mean, let's make it plain and clear. Nicki's a bully. Nicki's a diva. Nicki has a horrible attitude. Nicki is horrible to people that she works with, that works for her. She's a horrible person.
Tell me how you really feel.
I really feel, because I know this. Like, I know this. Like, even when she shoots her music videos, like, they have to clear everyone out. Like, she doesn't want anyone on the set unless they have to be there. And like, in order to like operate something, no one could look at her in the face. Like, this is like real. You know what I'm saying? She bullies all these young artists. This is just who she is and who she's known as. So it's not a surprise. Yeah, it's not a surprise to me that she went this way, that it went this way. And I highly doubt that. I really think that she meant if she was in that category, she would have won.
She would have won.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
I think that's what she meant. I definitely think that's what she meant.
But hey, it is what it is. You didn't, Nicki. Sorry. And you're a pop artist. So
yeah, if she
let these young women just do their thing. Like, you haven't had an album in years, and you thought that this was gonna be like, oh, the return. You're not Rihanna, but guess what? Rihanna she said she's working on a new project, and she should be going on tour next year. She's already scheduled to do the Super Bowl, and it was just announced that she's doing possibly 2 songs on the Black Panther album, on the Black Panther soundtrack, which comes out and the movie comes out in November. So that means that she's in the studio right now making some heat. I'm excited for that. She says she's taking a step back from the business of Fenty and all that stuff to focus on the music again. And everyone, we said on the podcast when she was announced for the Super Bowl, oh, she's definitely going to release an album coming up. And here she goes.
Yeah, she's just been living a little. Just let her live a little.
She's been momming. Yeah, she's been enjoying being a businesswoman. Yeah, which is dope.
And I love Savage Fenty, so I like her at work. I love Savage Fenty. So
my favorite concealer.
I'm actually wearing it, so I love it. Yeah, it's the shirt. I'm like, it's the shirt.
Savage Fenty.
Yeah.
Cute.
Yeah, I love it.
Run us our check, Riri. I rock a Savage Fenty pajama set every show.
All day.
It's
my loungewear. It's my loungewear.
Watch next week. I'm rocking the Savage Fenty.
I can rock another one too.
I'm rocking the Savage Fenty pajama set next week.
I can do all
next Tuesday. You heard it here, folks. Purple.
Oh, they have a nice man
with my gut out, because that's how she does all her advertisement. It's like always have your set men. So I'm like, you better represent for men like.
He's so silly. So I just want to touch on that and how messy it is and how women need to do.
Yeah,
better.
we need to fix this.
Yeah, we need to do.
But
better.
I mean, and the crazy thing is, it took a man to do it, because the Cardi B and JT situation, Jason Lee, yet again, one of my full-time client, he actually called Cardi B up and had her contact JT with him, and they squashed that beef within a day. Good. And then
a lot of times it's just misinterpretation. Yeah, definitely.
But the fact that it took a man to do that and then to go on Twitter and be like, "Hey guys, just let you know, I called Cardi and this, and the ladies are fine, blah, 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 blah. The beef is squashed." Like, after that, everyone was like, "Oh, okay, cool." But no, why not let Cardi be like, "Hey, I talked to JT and everything's fine,"
So maybe he chose to tell everybody he solved it.
Yeah.
He really didn't have to.
I feel like, let them have this. Yeah.
I agree with you.
Just be in the background.
Yeah, I agree with you. But I'm a background person, so it's easy.
He did the work. So
he did. And he wanted the acknowledgement.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
And these days, I mean, hey.
People always want to pedal it.
I mean, that's what he's a connector. He's a community. He's a networker. He does that. So I mean, I guess, and music is better off for it, I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
Speaking of music,
crazy argument anyway. Speaking of music
and pop, the popular K-pop group BTS has which I don't know how many members are. You know how K-pop groups have 20 members. I think BTS has 7 or 8.
It's a lot of them.
Well, the majority of them have just reached the age for mandatory military action. So in South Korea, so they have to go to the military now. So we might not hear any BTS music for the next 5 years because they have to do their allotted time. And it's crazy because they're the biggest thing in the world right now. You don't know who they are, but I bet you Ken does.
She probably
but I don't. They won all the Grammys.
Really?
Yeah, they won all the AMAs.
When he said BTS, I was like, who's
them behind the scenes?
I was like, who's behind the scenes?
But no,
I truly don't
no, they're huge. They are huge, and yeah,
so
they are
mandatory.
In South Korea, once you hit a certain age, you have to go to the military. So they've been living
5 years because you said 5 years. So
I believe so.
Okay.
Or maybe they said 2025. I know there's a 5 in there. So, but either way, you're the biggest pop group in the world.
Yeah.
And now you have to disband and go to war, possibly.
That's horrible.
Yeah. But I mean, it could be good for South Korea. because it should be kind of. I feel like it'll be kind of hard to like be battling BTS. Like look across the battlefield and see these pretty ass dudes. Because if you guys know K-pop, like they're all like super pretty, makeup.
I don't think
hair
I don't think they're gonna have their hair swooped. They're probably gonna have their hat on and their uniform on. So I don't think you're gonna actually
like,
really see.
All right,
them.
guys, don't look them in the eyes. Don't look them in. Smooth like butter. But we actually have an exclusive for you guys.
We have an exclusive.
Just for you guys. We found some training video. Because they've already enlisted, and we found some training video for you. So here it is. Lit. Can you imagine that being on the field across from you? Can you imagine that being on the field across from you?
What the fuck? No.
They don't want it. They don't want it. North Korea don't want none of that. They don't want no smoke.
I was not ready for this like training video.
I'm kidding. That's not really BTS. But that is South Korea, our military.
Oh, was it?
Yes.
Oh my God, that's worse.
Yo, they be having fun. So for this clip, I just typed in South Korea military dance. There's so many. There are they be dancing their ass off. I guess nobody's at war with them. Nobody fucking them because there's so many challenges that they've done and like shuffling and all types of shit. Like they be in it.
It's gonna be easy for the boys.
Yeah, hopefully
they don't go to war.
Hopefully North Korea don't try nothing,
they don't go
in the interim. But we have an election coming up in a couple years, so
we do.
When we have an election, the whole world gets Russia and South Korea and Russia and North Korea. So because they're in cahoots with someone that may be running in 2024. So speaking of 2024, did you notice that Kanye has the 2024 hat, right?
He said it's funny.
But catch this. When he first started wearing those hats, it said 2023. I don't think he knew what year it was supposed to be. And then it was like, oh shit, yay, this is not, no, wrong hat, wrong year. And they start wearing 2024. Cause I was like, what the hell is 2023? What the hell is 2023? What's happening in 2023? Tell us, yay. We ain't got the answers, yay. But then he started wearing 2024. I was like, oh, that's what it is.
No,
it's Kanye. He don't read.
Know the
he told you that he doesn't read.
Every 4 years.
He told us he doesn't read.
He has told us that.
Deanna says, oh no. She said, what are the crazy fans going to do? Laugh my ass off about BTS.
TikTok.
He said, TikTok diversions. Pew, pew. Everybody going to die. Pew, pew. Everybody going to die. Oh, man. That's one way you can read that.
It's perfect. You did it perfect.
But yeah, so that's BTS.
I didn't know. I'm not gonna even sit here and hold you. I didn't know.
But yeah, so speaking of elections, people are running for governor right now.
Yes.
And there are a lot of things. People are listening to midterms and all that. Herschel Walker. That's all you gotta do is say Herschel Walker's name, and you're done. You're done with the conversation. But he never ceases to amaze me. So he's running for Georgia, right?
Yes.
And this is a man who's been in the news quite a bit. He's an ex-athlete.
Yeah, he's a football player. He's
an ex-football player.
Mm-hmm. He's a former football player.
And dumb as a sack of bricks. He's against abortion rights, right? And
he's running as a Republican, correct?
Yeah, he's running as a Republican. He's against abortion rights. Yet it's come out that he's paid for a couple abortions,
multiple,
and they've had receipts. Well, first he denied them hands down, like without a doubt. She's a liar, blah blah blah. Then she shows the check that he had signed for the abortions, and he's like, "Oh well, I didn't know what that check was for." So he just signing checks to random women Like,
not know what it's for.
Yeah, because first he didn't know who the woman was, and then when it was like, "No, I know who you are," it was like, "But I never signed for an abortion. I would never do that." And it showed him the check, and it was like, "Oh, I didn't know that it was a check for an abortion." Blah blah blah. And then
a check.
Yeah, like I mean, it was $425. I'm not sure if that's a going rate, but I mean, I've never had to pay it myself.
That amount is pretty low, so that was a while ago.
No, I mean 2017 it was about $400. So was it 17, 16, 2016? Anyway, but then his platform is against deadbeat parenting and all that stuff, and then one of his sons comes out, he's never been in my life and blah 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 blah. And recently in his last debate, they're talking about the police force and the whole defund the police situation, and him he said that he's a police officer. Like, yeah. And he's actually, I guess, been involved in a quote unquote shootout with police on the police side. Yeah. But in his most recent debate, the person that he was speaking against, I don't know if I put it in here. Hold on. I'm sorry, guys. Give me a second.
Did you look for it?
No. Damn it. It's so great.
He said it's so great.
Did I not load this video? I'm sorry, guys. I was so ready for y'all. I was so ready.
He leaned in and everything. He was really ready. And I didn't know where he was going. So
I have it loaded up here. It's already there. I'm just so good. All right. So and I'm sorry, I have to use my touchscreen on my laptop because nothing else, the track has not recognized my fingers because I'm burning my fingerprints away every day.
Every day.
Francisco French says that debate was like watching Eddie Murphy as Buckwheat run for Senate.
Yes.
Once, twice, 3 times I made it. But here is a piece of that. I should wait until I have it loaded up before I say here's a piece of it.
He's loading it though. He's physically doing it right now.
Yeah.
So he wants to show you a piece of this debate.
There we go. All right.
Herschel Walker.
And here we go.
One thing I have not done, I've never pretended to be a police officer. And I've never threatened a shootout with the police.
And now I have to respond to that.
We are moving on,
I have
gentlemen.
to respond to that. And you know what's so funny? I am work with many police officers, and at the same time,
Mr. Walker, excuse me, Mr. Walker. Please, out of respect, I need to let you know, Mr. Walker, you are very well aware of the rules tonight.
Yes.
And you have a prop.
Yes.
That is not allowed, sir. I ask you to put that prop away.
Well, it's not a prop. This is real. And he said, I have a problem. I
It
never
is
worked with law
considered a
enforcement.
prop, Mr. Walker.
Yes.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
You're very well aware of the rules, aren't you?
Well,
Are you aware of the
he
rules?
brought up the truth. Let's talk about the truth.
Thank you for putting that
Yes.
prop away.
Yeah. So that badge that he held up, where is the music?
Ooh,
That badge that he held up,
take that down.
what is it? You're cute. Why'd I put it up? I'm gonna take it down. But that badge that he had was actually an honorary badge for the police department.
Yeah.
He actually has 3 from different sheriffs, right, in Georgia.
Okay.
And even the sheriff, one of the sheriffs said that is intended for the trophy case. It's not a real badge. Yeah.
Right.
But he doesn't know this.
He doesn't tell this.
Yeah, but he doesn't understand this. He thinks that as he showed, this is a real badge. Like, I am actually part of the police force. I am an honorary.
That's what he believes, and it's not.
Yeah.
Not the case.
And it's like so many people get honorary things. That doesn't mean they could just do it. You know what I'm saying?
That's not what it is.
Taylor Swift got an honorary doctorate this year, but you don't see her going by Dr. Tay anymore, like on her new album. You know what I'm saying? Like, she takes a doctorate, and that's great. You know, exactly. But he's carrying this badge around, this toy. It's a toy badge.
Put it in his inside pocket.
He flipped it. He's like, I'm gonna kill him with this one. Wow. He was in the mirror. Wow.
It was a prop. She said, because you're not supposed to have
props. Yeah.
You're not supposed to have anything like that in the debate.
And you notice when she was like, move on. Okay, we're gonna move on from this. He was like, no. I gotta touch on this, because he was prepared for it.
He was prepared for somebody to say something, but at the end of the day, it was a lie.
Taji says Shaq is an honorary cop in Florida, right?
Yes, he is.
Exactly. Yeah, man. It's wild that people are still backing him after all of this. Like, every part of his platform.
But you're gonna always have people who agree with somebody who's off the chain.
Yeah.
We've seen that.
Yeah.
Look who our last president was.
Yeah.
So you're gonna always have people who agree. You're gonna always have people who think radically and be like, but that's okay if he's honorary, he's still a cop. But he isn't.
Yeah.
He isn't a cop. King
Gore says he's in a real life action movie with that badge. Yeah. Oh, where that badge will save his life. Right. Nope. It won't.
No.
It's
not valid. It's not real.
Yeah.
You know, cops have to go through training and they go to school and all these things. He didn't do any of that. He didn't do any of that.
But the fact
I'm sure a real officer will be pissed. He's saying
the fact that he doesn't understand this and is running for office.
He's running for a whole office.
Like, and people are still.
And he's supposed to manage money. He's supposed to manage money.
People are still rocking with him.
That's ridiculous. And this is in the state of Georgia.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
So, Stacey, do your thing, baby girl.
Do what you do, Stacey.
Do your thing, baby girl, because
let Georgians know.
I like going to Georgia, and I won't go if he's
running the state.
Right.
That's funny.
But yeah, so the big things that people are talking about, we'll be talking about this next election, will be abortion, gun rights. Those are like the big tickets. Those are the big two. And it's pretty, and then the defunding the police, which is a term that you don't hear Democrat people running for Democrat office using. That is a term that you hear Republicans spewing a lot, because it entices fear. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because we've long realized that defund the police is horrible verbiage.
Yeah,
it actually works. It actually works against us, because that's not what defund the police is about. It's about
what we want.
It's about reallocating funds.
Yes.
And
that just doesn't roll off the tongue.
But it's great for inducing fear into voters. So that's why exactly we haven't used it, but then Republicans are
constantly using
it. King Gore said, hairstylists go through more hours of training than cops. That's 100% true. Didi says, hey, fam, what's up, D? I saw your text message earlier. I don't know if you called me, but I was at work. I got off work right before the show. So I will call you tomorrow. Love you. But, we're at 49. We said we're going to have a short show. I really want to get into one subject, because I put it in the description. So we have to talk about it. Okay. Darrell Brooks.
Yes.
I don't know if you guys remember last year, Darrell Brooks was a man that mulled over a bunch of parade goers, a bunch of...
In Milwaukee.
Yes. Well, was it Milwaukee? Or was it
the Waukesha Christmas parade tragedy.
Yeah.
But the county circuit, it's the Waukesha County Circuit Court that he's in. It's in connection with the 6 deaths. So that's the court he's in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Waukesha County? No, it was in Waukesha.
It says county.
Yeah.
Yeah. Waukesha County, but it says Darrell Brooks is from Milwaukee.
Yeah, he's from Milwaukee.
Yeah, that's what I said.
But the incident I was speaking of, the parade
Was in Milwaukee.
Yeah. But he's from Milwaukee, which isn't that far from.
It's not that far apart. Okay.
It's all Wisconsin.
Okay, and if you don't understand what he's did, he ran into people in the parade in his vehicle. So he is facing 77 charges, 6 counts of first-degree intentional homicide with the use of a dangerous weapon, the weapon being a vehicle, 61 counts of reckless endangering safety with use of dangerous weapon, which is still the vehicle, 6 counts of hit and run involving death, and 2 counts of bail jumping, all felonies. And then he's facing 2 counts of misdemeanor domestic abuse. So this is what he's facing currently while he's in court. His trial has just started, and he has chose to represent himself.
Mm-hmm.
He's representing himself in this trial. Mind you, he does not have a law degree.
Now, I feel like we spoke about him last year.
We talked about it, but it wasn't the trial hadn't happened or anything.
Remember, he had the crazy hair. We showed.
He was going off in court.
He
was going off in court. He talked about his kid. I had no idea he was continually going to represent himself, but he is still representing himself currently.
So he called himself he tried to pull the sovereign citizen situation, which means
is that on me?
Oh yeah, I thought Lauren's the one that had
Lauren's the one who told us.
But pretty much, you're a citizen that follows certain rules. You're not necessarily a citizen of the United States. You're a citizen of the world. So you follow you follow different rules than even I would follow.
Mm-hmm.
Which I guess would allow him to represent himself.
It would allow him to, but he doesn't actually fall under it.
Yeah.
But he is representing himself still. They haven't made him get a lawyer.
So they started the trial, and he has to. So during his deposition, he spoke a lot on the domestic situation, which the judge had said that it's inadmissible. Like they can't use that in a lot of the stuff that he said in that they can't use in court. So even during the court hearing, they were playing parts of his deposition, and she's like, we tried our best to cut it down to where the things that we cannot use in court are not in there, but he keeps throwing the stuff in there.
He keeps doing it.
Yeah, so like they couldn't cut it up enough to not use it. So she's like, so just keep in mind, some things you would hear are not supposed to be heard in court, but there's no way that we could edit this down, because when we get somewhere that we could use, he would go back to the parts and speaking things that we say we cannot use in court.
Mm-hmm.
So the jury had the work cut out for them. And not only is he representing himself, he's pulling witnesses to the stand. So the people that witnessed his actions, he's
cross-examining.
Yeah,
but they have tons. It was a parade.
Yeah,
so they have tons of witnesses, and he's cross-examining the people who saw him.
And I think they've done 7 so far, including one on his behalf. But they had to go out of order because they had to wait for an interpreter to come for the person that was on his behalf. So, imagine like having to speak. Why am I not knowing these words? I don't watch enough court shows. Like if you're a witness and you're speaking on the
defendant or the
plaintiff. Like if you're a witness and you're talking, like if you're up there, what is that called?
Testimony.
Yes, you give your testimony. You're testifying. There we go, testifying. And you're speaking to a man about a man. You're speaking to a man about what you saw him do. Like just think about how twisted that is. Like he's like, but did you see me actually hit? He said like there were thousands of people at the parade. Am I correct? Yes.
Yes.
But you only saw me hit a few of them. Like what?
But you still hit him.
Right.
Intentionally. Remember, he went through this crowd intentionally. His charges is intentional homicide. So you knew what you were doing. So what are you talking about? That's crazy.
But how crazy is that you get to ask these people questions about yourself. Like, are you sure?
And
Are you sure you saw?
He's not doing well in court. It looks like, according to some things that I'm
Of course
reading
he's
right
not.
now,
He's not a lawyer.
The judge tossed Brooks from the courtroom the other day for interrupting
A couple times.
the state cross-examination.
Yeah.
So he got tossed out the court, didn't hear the testimony.
Because remember when we first talked about him, it was because he was thrown out of the court.
He was thrown out of the court.
Yeah.
If you're thrown out of the court, you don't know what's going on.
And that was like a year ago.
Yes.
And he hasn't learned his lesson yet. But I don't know if he feels like this case will just get thrown out. But, you're actually going to get thrown under the jail.
He's going under the jail.
Yeah.
He has so many counts currently.
Yeah.
He's going under the jail right now.
Yeah. D'Angelo says, are you sure I ran your mom over with my car? Right. Like,
we shouldn't have laughed. But yeah.
No, but for real, that's how crazy
he's
it
talking.
is.
Yeah.
Francis and French says he's making a mockery out of killing people. Like, really? Like, these people really like.
And the justice
Because the witnesses are not just people that, like, they're like, the city is a small city, right?
Yes.
It's a small city. So I'm pretty sure these people who are witnesses know the people that were killed.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So you're asking these people, like, face to face
about their friends,
about you, the person asking the questions, killing these people that they possibly know. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But there's the fact that the judge even let him do this is wild.
Well, the thing is, you can represent yourself.
Yeah, you can.
But I think it's making a mockery of the justice system. This
to let it go this far.
He's not. He doesn't have the mental capacity to represent himself.
Yeah.
He doesn't know the law. He shouldn't have been able to do it. He should have been assigned a lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
Even though all the charges and he really did it, he should have been assigned a lawyer. He's making a mockery of the whole justice system. And that's the problem I think people are really enraged about, because the justice system and trials like this is paid with tax dollars.
Yeah.
This is paid for with tax dollars. Why are you letting him make a mockery out of this and waste money and time?
Mm-hmm.
Like right now with the jurors and everything, he's wasting time. He has nothing to present these jurors because he did it.
Yeah.
It's footage. You have tons of witnesses. He did it. And you're making a complete mockery of the whole situation. Mind you, people have to relive this trial who lost loved ones at this Christmas parade.
Mm-hmm.
Mind you, it's almost Christmas again.
Yeah.
It makes absolutely no sense that they have allowed this. I think when most people represent themselves, they're supposed to have some knowledge of the judicial system. And he has absolutely none. And that has been proven over and over and over again, countless times. And I'm sure the judge is exhausted at this point because it doesn't make sense. He's facing so many charges, and he did it. So it's just a complete waste of money. And I think that's the part I'm pissed about. Like, that's cost. Your taxpayers are paying for that. It costs. Why are you allowing this? It's a waste of money. People are missing, your jurors are missing work. Like, it's just a completely crazy.
Dee says it's like he's able to threaten them face to face in the courthouse. That's outrageous. Yeah.
Exactly. These people are looking at the person who did it. And he's speaking. It's different if he was sitting where he's supposed to be sitting as the defendant and the lawyer was speaking. He's actually in their face asking them questions. How ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Makes absolutely no sense whatsoever.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening.
I'm working.
I'm
doing my job, Eva.
I don't know what's happening.
It's just that she's not used to me doing all this on the screen because I'm usually not. I got to figure out how to get fingerprints again.
I'm not used to his hands up. But we wanted to touch this, and we're going to keep touching it until he's actually sentenced, because it is something that's happening right now.
We're going to touch it, tease it, play it, so watch it.
And everybody is watching it. And as much as, Casey and I just laughed and other people just laughed, it's just making a complete mockery of the judicial system. And there's so many things that need to be corrected in this judicial system, because there's no need for this man to be representing himself. He's just not educated enough, or know the law enough to do so. And he should
from the get-go, from last year, it was obvious that he was.
Yeah, he's just yelling.
Yeah,
he's just yelling in court, like he's living out a fantasy in court. That's all he's doing. Nothing more. Nothing
you can't handle the truth.
So we're going to leave that there, but
the burden is on the court.
I just want to remind you guys, on October 29th, we will be doing our first live in-person filming of our podcast. It's the first one for this year of 2022. And we're very, very excited. It's going to be at the bar, the Nile restaurant in the city of Inglewood. Casey and I actually go live on our channel and on at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We'll be on for 1 hour. And then from there, we'll just be in the bar, in the club, having a good time. It's a costume contest. We have drink specials. It's going to be a really, really good time. It's the Saturday before Halloween because Halloween falls on a Tuesday.
Monday.
Is it a Monday?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Monday. Oh, that makes sense. 29th, 30th. Okay, so Monday.
Ooh, numbers are so hard.
We have Casey and I will be in costume, so we want everybody else to be in costume also.
And we'll have a prize for the best costume.
We will.
And we are not eligible.
Oh, I'm
you guys are
definitely
lucky.
eligible. I'm definitely.
You guys are lucky that we're not
eligible. Our shit's fire.
All right.
Fire.
You know what I'm talking about?
Fire.
Now I'm talking about mine. Fire. It meaning like you can. It's gonna be on fire.
It's flammable.
Coming on flames.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. So we're very, very excited. Like I said, this is our first one of this year, and we can't wait, to get out there and do it and be back with our listeners and be back with the people who support the podcast. So that's going to be very, very exciting, and we will be posting it soon. Because it's almost 2 weeks before the event, so you guys got to know what's going on and what's
and
up.
what you're doing with your Halloween weekend, because since Halloween is on a Monday, everything's going to be on Saturday or Sunday.
So, most definitely.
And you guys are going to be at the best place to be at Taco Tuesday with me and E.
I did this like a picture. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And so for our show tonight, I guess I'm going to give you guys the bill. The one button I know, because that's the only one.
Even though the sound was off.
Yeah, that's the only button he lets me press.
I had to turn the volume up.
Yeah, I don't do anything else. It's horrible. After 5 years, I should probably know more.
Yeah.
Don't agree.
It's all good.
Don't agree. So we came in talking about the live, because we always are going to talk about the live until it happens. We also mentioned the fact that my co-host fingertips does not work anymore. So you chefs out there and you people who use your hands, be mindful of burning your fingertips, or you'll be like, KC, you can't get in your phone.
But you can rob everybody.
Oh, not rob everybody. And then you can defend yourself.
All right, there we go.
You can be your own lawyer. So we started the show talking about Kanye West and Drink Champs, and then we went from there and talked about Nicki Minaj and Lotto's dispute, and we also went on to talk about Cardi B and JT's dispute and how Jason Lee actually was able to come in and bring some clarity to that situation, and everybody is fine now.
Francis and French says Casey's gonna dress up as Jerry Curl in a match. Fire! Oh, only if you were born in the 1900s would you understand that.
Quit saying the 1900s.
It was the 1900s.
Literally, though. I want you to stop saying that. And so from there, we talked about, you're so silly. We actually talked about a little sports. Today is the first day that the NBA season started.
We out here, baby.
Also, the Dodgers are out of the playoffs for us LA folks, our Dodger fans. The Dodgers is out of the playoffs. And then from there, after we talked about Kanye and after we talked about the women of rap, where did we go? I'm like, where did we go?
I'm sorry.
I forgot.
I'm trying to deal with this whole
Don't
fingers,
just deal
no
with
fingers.
It. Just deal with it. And then from there, because we talked about Darrell Brooks at the end. So what did we talk about in the middle?
BTS.
We talked about
Kanye.
Well, I said that already.
Oh, you said that?
We talked about
BTS.
I know. We talked about BTS. Once again, it's a K-pop group that I was unaware of, but they have reached the age where they need to go to the military in South Korea, and I didn't even know that was a thing. So they are all about to go to the military. My UKC said this is a really big group. They've won a lot of Grammys recently, and they're going to be out of commission for a while because they have to.
They're the top group of the world right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I didn't know that. I had no idea. When he said we're going to talk about BTS, I was like, what's behind the scenes? Like, I had no idea what we were talking about. And then from there, we talked about Darrell Brooks. It is Darrell Brooks. He's 40 years old, from the city of Milwaukee, who ran through the Christmas parade last year.
You talk about Herschel?
Oh, yes. Okay. Before we talked about Darrell Brooks, we talked about Herschel Walker. I knew it was something else.
Mm-hmm. I got you.
We talked about Herschel Walker in his most recent debate in the state of Georgia. as he was speaking, he actually had a prop that they told him not to have, and he's claiming that he's a police officer when technically he's an honorary police officer, which is not an actual police officer. But unfortunately, we don't think he knows this. And this man is running for governor, so that's a problem.
It's not the first time he's brought it up.
That's a problem, Georgia. That's a problem. And then we ended it with Darrell Brooks, who is 40 years old, from the city of Milwaukee, who ran through a Christmas parade last year, and now he is on trial, and he is representing himself and how ludicrous and ridiculous this has been. Indeed.
Dee says a security guard in LA got beaten, getting his eye destroyed by 2 officers October 15th, apparently.
I had no idea.
I don't know. It happens.
It happens.
LA is wild.
LA is wild right now.
Yeah. If you knew all the stuff that happens daily in LA,
it's crazy.
It's like Gotham. That doesn't surprise me.
We don't have a Daredevil. We don't have a Batman. We don't have none of them things. We don't have any of them.
If we did, they'll get locked up in the insane asylum.
We don't have none of those things, And I don't think it's just LA. I think the world is just, really crazy right now.
No, LA is wild.
LA is wild, but
I mean, look at all the even rappers don't want to come here. Like they're like, if you go to they put out PSAs. Like if you go to LA, hide your jewelry, make sure you got secured. Like this is a real thing. Like
it is.
Yeah. Even the police.
It's always
the police chief said, if you need to go vacation, don't come to LA because we cannot protect you. He said that. Remember?
That's horrible. He did say that.
So I mean, hey, King Or says LA is Gotham City. Exactly.
Well, I mean, it's always been a little
And you said we don't have a Batman or a Daredevil. Daredevil is Marvel, Batman, and Gotham City is DC. Get it together. Gross. Anyway.
Well, Batman is DC.
Yeah, that's what I said. You said Daredevil.
Oh, I didn't mean Daredevil. God damn it. What was that guy I meant, y'all? The blind.
He's definitely from Daredevil.
Oh, okay. I said the blind.
He's definitely from Hell's Kitchen, and that's Marvel.
That's it. That's his city.
Jesus Christ. For the longest time, I thought Hell's Kitchen was just like a comic book place, but it's really it's an actual place in New York.
It was a city in New York.
It's the actual part of it's not a city in New York, but it's a neighborhood.
It's a place.
It's a neighborhood in New York. Yeah. I always thought it was like a comic. I grew up reading Hell's Kitchen all the time in comic books. I thought it was just a comic book place. That's like Gotham City. Gotham's not a real place.
Yeah, Gotham doesn't exist.
Star City, all that. That's not real.
There's no bat sign you can hold up, and a rich millionaire comes out of the
right.
The darkness.
Deanna Stevens says, "LOL, my friend was just describing New York as Gotham the other day." I don't think New York got anything on, because I got New York artists saying, "Yo, don't go to LA." So yeah. Anyway, we're gonna get out of here.
We are.
It's been an hour.
We are.
We said we're gonna have a half an hour show.
We did.
And we're both tired.
We are.
My computer is gonna die. And I was like, you know what? I saw that it was gonna die earlier before we started the show, and I was like, we're not gonna be on that long. And here we are.
On that long.
Here we are, just that long, just long enough to give you guys a great show.
Exactly.
And to say, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and listen to us at anywhere you can get your podcast. Where is that, Eva? Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio. Make sure you guys check us out, especially on iHeartRadio, because we need those streams. All right. If you have anything you want us to talk about, or if you want to just get at us on Instagram at Taco Tuesday 365, or email us at tacotuesdayla@gmail.com. All right, guys, we're gonna get out of here. Deanna Stevens says, you always say that. What is it that I always say? I don't know. That we're gonna have a short show.
Yeah,
probably.
We always say that.
Probably. You need the microphone to your mouth.
We always say that.
But like always, guys, I'm KC.
And I'm E.
And we are Not Your Average Podcast. Holla.
Good night, you guys. Have a good evening.
I just wanna lay up and chill, sipping on that rose, they really get you in your feels. I just wanna stay up all night, staring in your eyes, take a deep dive in your mind. I know at my worst you gon' ride for me, even when it hurts, you know you die for me. I always put you first, cause you're my everything, you're my everything. And I'll do the worst for your love, really like